Hello. Hi. I've been away for the week. I went to see my mum, and so I'm kind of catching up with people who've sent me messages and whatnot and comments. So please bear with me. I'd really like to thank MrPiperest, who has sent me my first German pipe. Unfortunately. When I was at home and I packed up my stuff this morning, come away, and I forgot my glasses. So I've not been able to read the nameplate. I've put it under a light, but my eyesight is not too bad, but it's not that good. And I just can't read it, but it is an absolute beauty. And it's a kind of, I would guess, like a plum colour with a kind of a sandblasting with a clean rim and a clean nameplate, a spot on the stem with a P-lip. I think that's a P-lip, yeah. And it's a beauty, and I'm having my first smoke of it now. Yeah. And sent me some wonderful tobacco. I'm smoking the Cumberland, the GLP's Cumberland, which is very tasty. So yeah, so I went home, and it was the village I was brought up in, a little place called Liphook. When I was a boy, it was a tiny village. There was no big supermarkets around. You used to go up and you'd buy your bread from the bakers. You'd go to the grocery, and there was little butchers at Linford we used to go to, where you'd get your meat and then had to go to a little kind of cubicle where the lady would take your money, because the butcher would never touch the money because of getting the, contaminating the meat and whatnot. And it was a very different. And as I went away to school at the age of 12. It was approved, and so I've been in and out of that village for many years, but spent a lot of time away from it. So it's often very strange for me to go back. There's a dirty, great big road that runs through it now. The old A3 used to go through it, and there's a lot of traffic. And then they put a bypass, and all the fields and song where I used to play as a kid are now road, and there's that old saying, oh, when I was a boy that was all fields and sheep and whatnot, and literally it's true. I go around, and every time I come back something new seems to have been built, and I guess all things have to change and people have to live somewhere, but it's kind of sad in a way. So anyway, I made a little video. My mum will be making an appearance in this video. Yeah, it's nice to go home. My mother's moved into a kind of like a sheltered accommodation. She's 76, coming on 77, very sprightly for her age, and very active in the community and so on and so forth. But the old house was getting a bit too much. It was a very old house and quite cold, and in the winter very hard to keep warm, and big garden, and for a widow with it's a bit too much. And I'm glad she's moved. She's nice and warm. The people there are lovely, and she's very happy, and that's what matters really, isn't it? Yeah, so what is to follow is a few little ramblings and whatnot of my time away. MrPiperest, you are a gentleman. My first German pipe, and I think it's an absolute beauty. Cheers. This little cottage, which I'm trying to film whilst holding the dog, is in the little village where I was brought up. And why I'm filming this cottage in particular is that it's called the Roundabout House, and had one of Bramshot's more famous I can just get the dog to stop in a minute. One of Bramshot's residents, which was Boris Karloff. I don't know whether you can see. Come on, Nico, don't be a pain now. Above the window there is a bust of his head. His wife lived there till quite recently, till she passed away. And these are the little winding country roads that Nico and I are having a wander around. It's been raining for 3 days I've been here, so we haven't really got out much. But there is life in the old dog yet. I thought this might be of some interest to people. It's a strange anomaly, if that's the right word, I don't think it is, that in Bramshot we have quite a lot of war graves from the First World War, and they're all Canadian servicemen, some of whom, sorry, just checking for the dog, some of whom, this is the larger portion of it, it's over 90 war graves. No, Nico, you can't go on there. And the parish has retained a close link to many people of the families of the soldiers here to this day, and I think that's quite special. This is the old parish church of St Mary's. It dates back to the Norman conquest. This part was built in the Victorian era, but the main part of the church, which you see directly in front of you, is Norman in origin. Many members of my mother's family, sorry about the juddering, it's the dog. Many members of my mother's family were baptised here and buried, including my, well, I wasn't buried here, not yet anyway. I was baptised here and confirmed. My parents were both married here, which makes sense. Yeah, that's the, Nico, stop pulling. That's the old part of the church there, as I say, which dates to the conquest. And as you can see, some pretty old 18th century gravestones. Come on then. And there it is. As I say, many generations of my mum's family born, baptised, married and buried here. It's a lovely old church. You're being filmed, dear.
I don't need to be filmed.
All right.
I'm ugly enough as it is.
Now, Mother, you've got to answer a couple of questions.
No, I'm not.
You've got to answer these questions. Right, the first one is, what do you think of men with beards? Look at
Do you
him.
need an answer? Don't really like beards.
No. What would you think? What do you think men with beards are doing?
No idea.
No, exactly. And the second question, Mother, is that what do you think of chaps that smoke pipes?
Not bad. I like a pipe. Like the smell of a pipe.
Oh.
I would like to know what the answers are.
There you have it, everybody. My mother's opinion of pipe smokers and men with beards. There we go.
You're a toad.